And now to our guest speaker, Dr. Hortensia Soto. Dr. Hortensia Soto, a 2001 CSC Distinguished Young Alumni honoree, is today's commencement speaker. Dr. Soto is a professor and graduate director in the Department of Mathematics at Colorado State University. Her research centers on the teaching and learning of K-16 mathematics, where she adopts an embodied cognition perspective. This is a philosophy that claims learning is body-based. She has used this lens in teaching and researching the learning of geometry, linear algebra, abstract algebra, and complex analysis. She has approximately 100 publications and has delivered about 100 invited talks about her work nationally and internationally. She has given invited talks in places such as Yale and Berkeley, and yet small rural areas are her favorite places to go. Dr. Soto has mentored young women and promoted mathematics via summer outreach programs and frequently facilitates professional development for K-16 teachers, including here in the Panhandle. Dr. Soto is a working member of the Mathematical Association of America, where she has served as the Associate Treasurer, the Associate Secretary, the President, and as an editor of the MAA Instructional Practices Guide. Currently, she serves as MAA Past President. She is a proud recipient of the MAA Deborah and Franklin Tepper Hamo Award for Distinguished College or University Teaching of Mathematics. In her spare time, Hortensia enjoys hiking, snowshoeing, practicing yoga, meditating, and spending time with her son, Miguel. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Hortensia Soto.
Whew, I still get nervous, and I'm feeling it right now, but it's gonna go away. All right, so I am deeply humbled and honored to get to address all of you today. Not just the graduates, but also family and friends of the graduate, and of course the Chadron State faculty and staff. It is also a blessing to get to give this talk today because my niece, Jaden Kano, is one of the graduates. So thank you so much for this invitation. Chadron State and Chadron are very special to me. When I drive here, I feel a tug at my heart. Maybe it's a very romanticized view, but Chadron State is where I realized that I had wings, where I had an opportunity to open my wings, and where I was invited to fly. This is the place where I developed lasting friendships. This is the place where my eyes were open to the realms of possibility, of where my future could go. This is the place where hope of something different for me emerged. And all of this happened because of my advisor, Mr. James Cause. I am so grateful to him. I am confident that all of you graduates have created your own special memories and lasting relationships here at Chadron State. I'm sure you feel excited, hopeful, and maybe a little scared about the future. This is all very normal. As a student and as a faculty, I have attended numerous graduation ceremonies. And it seems that the best speakers always stick to the time limit and do one of the following three things. They paint a picture of their journey where we can almost feel their experiences of struggle and triumph. I chose not to give this type of talk today because I don't want this to be about me. I want it to be about you. Other speakers keep us entertained with their comedy style of presenting. I have 4 brothers who routinely let me know that I'm not the funny one in the family, so I'm not gonna try that. The third type of address is where the speaker provides some words of wisdom that resonate with us so much that we carry those words for a lifetime. My goal is to try to do this today, so let me get started. In my culture, we are storytellers. So let me tell you a true story to set the stage for what I hope to accomplish today. A few weeks ago in my combinatorics class, before class started, the students were talking about books. And one student was saying how much he loved old math books and that he had one from the 70s. I chuckled and I'm like, William, that is not an old book. In fact, I have a really old book. I think it might be from the early 1900s, but I'm not sure. Now, this book is a book that a student gifted to me over 20 years ago. She presented it to me with a bow that I was too afraid to take off for fear that the book would fall apart. But when I got home that day, curiosity got the best of me. So I went to the shelf where I had the book displayed, and I slowly removed the bow. I opened the book and was amazed to discover that it's a geometry book published in 1877, so different 70s. There are some solved exercises attached to the pages with little nails, because I guess they didn't have paper clips back in the day. It's autographed by the author to a female student. And what I couldn't believe was that I'd never really dared to open this book, this gift that had been gifted to me. It had been sitting on my shelf with that bow, and I was especially saddened that I hadn't opened it earlier, because what the author wrote to the student was this: each one is his own hope. Each one is their own hope. That phrase startled me a bit because it sounded like something I would say. And at that moment, I knew that today I would talk to all of you, not just the graduates, about hope. Hope of something better for each of us. Hope of something better for those whom we encounter. Hope for the people that those people encounter. Hope that spreads like wildfire. You might be asking how we can do this, and I'm going to argue, as a mathematician would, that emotional intelligence is the key. There are various types of intelligences, and they all overlap, but I try to lump them into 3 different types. The first type is physical intelligence, which generally describes our athletes whose body tells them how to react in a situation. Those with physical intelligence make decisions based on information stemming from the body. I can easily spot someone with physical intelligence. They wear the cool athletic clothes. They walk around shooting their imaginary basketballs into their imaginary baskets and shooting nothing but net. You know who I'm talking about. Another type of intelligence is rational intelligence. People with rational intelligence make decisions based on information stemming from their brain. You might recognize this because we are in our heads. We think deeply about things that maybe only 3 other people in the world care about. We love to philosophize and offer evidence for our statements, our fingers on our chin, deep in thought, and pocket protectors are sure evidence of somebody with rational intelligence. I suspect several of you have one or both of these forms of intelligence because our society nurtures and celebrates these forms of intelligence from a very early age. For example, college scholarships tend to fall under 2 categories: academic or athletic. So now let me talk about the third type of intelligence, emotional intelligence. People with emotional intelligence tend to make decisions based on information stemming from their hearts. Basically, emotional intelligence entails sensing others' feelings and exhibiting empathy and compassion towards those feelings. I hope you're starting to see the connection to hope. Those with strong emotional intelligence are able to communicate difficult decisions in more humane ways, create an environment where different is valued rather than perceived as a source of friction, and promote effective networking by learning together. I think this is true because compassion and empathy are at the root of emotional intelligence, which minimizes dualistic thinking. Dualistic thinking is that thinking that idealizes one perspective and minimizes, possibly even demonizes, the opposite perspective. The dualistic mind struggles or refuses to listen to the other perspective. It knows by comparing and viewing one perspective as better. The dualistic mind does not offer hope. A non-dualistic mind, on the other hand, has the capacity to hold opposite notions together, which can lead to wonderment about different perspectives. This wonderment can lead to creative conversations, new relationships, and transformation of people and systems. It has the potential to bring hope. Hope of what? Hope of what is most important, seeing that while we are different, we have much more in common. I invite all of us in this room to nurture our own and others' emotional intelligence. I invite each of us to let go of our dualistic mind, our belief that we are always right. I invite all of us, especially the graduates and other young people in the room, because you are our future, to make a commitment to yourself that you will bring your own hope for you, for those you love, for those who are different from you, for those that you have yet to meet, and especially for those with whom it is difficult to see eye to eye. One of the things that has helped me to nurture my own emotional intelligence and to develop a non-dualistic mind is to engage with people who are different from me. For example, when I was a student here, I lived with an 80-year-old woman. I lived in her basement, and some of you might know her family, Ruth Sandoz. I had the most amazing conversations with her every day. She was so wise, and I just valued my time with her. I also like to read quite a bit. I love to highlight, I love to write in the book and mark it all up, and I reflect deeply on what I read, especially quotes. So I want to finish by sharing some of my favorite quotes with you, some stated by others, and some that are mine. I hope one of these will stick with you at least till the end of the day. Let me start with two from Brianna Wiest. She's the author of a book called The Pivot Year. It's a great short little readings for each day of the year. But there are two that I just turn to all the time. And one is this: the gift is not what we are given, but what we are meant to give away. The gift is not what we are given, but what we are meant to give away. We have all been gifted with different things, different intelligences. How do you open and share that gift? How can your physical and rational intelligence contribute to emotional intelligence? How can your gifts bring hope? The second quote by Brianna Wiest is this: you don't have to figure out your entire life out today. Show up a little more as a person you want to be. Tomorrow, do it again. My yoga teacher reads this to us all the time, and it's such a good reminder to me of who I want to be and who I hope to be and how I might do that. So you don't have to figure out your entire life out today. Show up a little more as the person you want to be. Tomorrow, do it again. Now I have 6 more quotes by someone you might have heard of. Her name is Hortensia Soto. And I can always hear my students say, well, as Soto would say. So let me share these with you. The first one is, fear is a scary thing. Might sound like a little dark, but fear is a scary thing. It's a scary thing because fear turns us to 3 other F words. We flight, we freeze, or we fight. And none of those deal with whatever the fear is. So what I invite you to do is to engage with another F word, faith. The opposite of fear is not courage, it is faith. And faith in so many things, faith in that the universe has good things in it, faith that people are good, faith that good things are going to be happening, faith and hope. Fear is a scary thing. The second one, our strengths are our weaknesses, and our weaknesses are our strengths. This quote helps me to remember not to be so quick to judge others and myself, because as we all know, we are our own worst enemy. It makes me stop and ask myself how the weakness that I might see in others might actually be a strength. It helps to nurture a non-dualistic mind. Our strengths are our weaknesses, and our weaknesses are our strengths. Number 3, on purpose and with a purpose. My students frequently ask me why I make them do something, and they know I'm going to respond with on purpose and with a purpose. Later on in the semester, they'll say, oh my gosh, that's why you had it this way. Now I understand. So be intentional about everything that you're doing. Be intentional with your thoughts. Be intentional with your words. Be intentional with your actions. What do you hope to gain? How can they bring hope? On purpose and with a purpose. Number 4, things aren't happening to you. Things are happening for you. Life will present us with challenges, and sometimes we think the universe is out to get us. In reality, the universe is preparing the way for us. This phrase always brings me hope of what is to come. Things aren't happening to you, things are happening for you. Number 5, this might be my favorite one. Don't forget your fun meter. This is one of the required materials for all my classes on the syllabi, and students always ask, where do I buy one? And I'm always, it's in here, it's in here. Life is short. Enjoy every minute. Have fun. And if you haven't learned to have fun, learn. It's not too late. Don't forget your fun meter. Number 6. I love love. Sense it. Name it. I love love. I love watching as one of my neighbors trims her husband's hair on the back deck. It's simple, simple love. I love the smell of rain. I love the taste of my mom's homemade tortillas. I love the laughter of me and my sister, where we laugh till we cry. I love the feel of my son's hugs as he towers over me. I love love. Sense it. Name it. It will bring us all hope. Congratulations to all of you, especially you, JD. Enjoy your journey, work hard, because a work ethic is so important. Live life, be kind, spread hope, and love. And don't forget your fun meter. Thank you.